Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, very special welcome to you. If you're back, thank you very much for coming back. Today, I'd like to share the story of where I have come from financially and where I've worked myself to. So I'm going to be delving into my income and my expenses from graduation to present day. So I graduated high school in 2007 and I did not go to college. I decided to go right into the workforce and I got a job at a regional supermarket. So that was obviously at the age of 18 in 2007. I don't have any pay stubs from back then. On the IRS website, you can only go back 10 years. So to the best of my knowledge, I believe I started working for $7.50 an hour, and it was somewhere around August or something till, end of the year, December. From doing, $7.50 an hour times the 20 to 24 hours a week that I was working then, I come to about $3,900 that I made for 2007. My expenses for that year, I'm sure there were a lot more than what I've calculated, but the only expenses that I can really guarantee come out to about $360, and that's for cell phone bill and vehicle expenses. The following year, age 19, in 2008, I still worked at the supermarket. For the whole year, again, I didn't make much of a raise. I think raises then every 3 months were 5 cents or something. So I don't have any pay stubs from back then. The IRS website can't go back that far. So to the best of my knowledge, I made somewhere around $8,320. That same year, 2008, my expenses, again, just like 2007, to the only ones I can really guarantee, it's $360 in expenses. I'm thinking it was probably close to $4,000, but a phone and some vehicle expenses are the only thing that I can know for a fact that I was spending money on. And probably actually video games at that point. At the age of 20, in 2009, still working for the supermarket, I definitely started moving up to 24 hours, maybe even to 28 hours. Again, no pay stubs. Best of my estimates, I made somewhere around $9,152 for the year. And that same year, 2009, now my estimated expenses were $6,000. And that includes rent, because by this point, so the 2 previous years, I was still living at home with my parents. And then at the age 20, at some point that year, I'm pretty sure I moved out of the house. So my expenses, $6,000, were rent, groceries, cell phone bill, electric bill, and some vehicle expenses. At the age of 21, in 2010, I started the year working for the supermarket, ended up departing them, and when I departed the supermarket, at that point, it was very early. It was in January of 2010. Throughout the 2.5 years of working, I had managed to save up $7,000. And as you just heard, a year in my life cost somewhere around $7,000. So when I left the supermarket, I looked at that and went, well, I don't have to jump right back into the workforce. I'm going to take some time. Looking back at that decision now, stupid. At this point, I do regret that decision, but the past is the past. Can't change that. Whatever. For 2010, for about 9 months that year, I was actually unemployed. I did end up getting a job delivering phone books. That lasted a couple of weeks, maybe a month. And then I also worked for the U.S. Census. That lasted, again, a month. So for 2010, in total, I made $2,606 for the entire year. That same year, my estimated expenses, like I said, somewhere around $6,000. Again, that includes rent, groceries, cell phone bill, electric bill, and some vehicle expenses. Age 22 in 2011, I had several jobs that year. I worked for my state DOT, Department of Transportation, painting lines on the highway. I worked that job for about 2 months. Then I started working for a wood floor company in the same city that I live in. The DOT job was an hour away, and it paid $10.67 an hour. This hardwood floor company, it started at $12, and it was right in town, so it was like a 10-minute commute. My father and I started up our own company, so I had 3 different jobs over the course of that year, and I made $15,708. And my expenses for that year didn't change from the previous 2 years. Again, somewhere around $6,000, and that's rent, groceries, cell phone bill, electric bill, and some vehicle expenses. At the age of 23 in 2012, I worked at the wood floor company for 1 month into 2012. In January, winter months, they slowed down a lot, so they had to lay some people off. So they laid me off, and then I ended up working for my own company and also a national assessing company, national municipal assessing company. And for that year, 2012, I made $17,579 for the year. My expenses for that year were $6,639.95, and that includes rent, groceries, cell phone bill, electric bill, vehicle expenses, and some firearm purchases. Age of 24 in 2013, I worked for my uncle doing polymer floors. Sometimes maybe a Walmart, if you go into their bathroom, sometimes they have polymer floors. So I worked for him doing that on a couple little jobs. Also, I worked for a regional assessing company, and then I also worked for my own company that year, and I made $13,768 for the year. And so from 2011 on, I've managed to go to the irs.gov website and see how much, according to the government, I filed and how much I made all these years. So from 2011 on, these income numbers are verified through the government. In 2013, my expenses were $9,168. That includes rent, groceries, cell phone bill, electric bill, some vehicle expenses, and firearms. Age of 25. In 2014, I worked for the regional assessing company still and my own company. And for that year, I made a total of $14,948. That year, my expenses were $12,359.75, and that includes rent, groceries, cell phone bill, electric bill, vehicle expenses, and firearms. At the age of 26 in 2015, I worked for solely my own company, and I made a total of $25,529.09. That same year, my personal expenses were $11,468.68, and that includes rent, groceries, cell phone, electric, vehicle, and firearms. At the age of 27, in 2016, I worked for my own company, and I also shut my company down and started working for a regional assessing company, and I actually still work for that regional assessing company to this day. That year, I made $36,618.53. That same year, my expenses were somewhere around $8,339, and that includes rent, groceries, cell phone, electric bill, vehicle expenses, and firearms. At the age of 28, in 2017, I just simply worked for the regional assessing company that I currently work for, and I made $45,826.25. That year, my expenses were $18,115.31, and that includes rent, groceries, cell phone bill, electric bill, and some vehicle expenses. At the age of 29, in 2018, again, the regional assessing company that I still currently work for, my income was $48,663.20. That same year, my expenses were $32,639.84. And that includes rent, groceries, cell phone, vehicle expenses, firearms, retirement. Oh. And that number is the most accurate so far on the expenses. Because actually in 2018, I actually started tracking all of my expenses. At the age of 30, in 2019, still working for the regional assessing company, I made $49,361.40 for the year. And my expenses for that year were $46,072.30, and that includes rent, groceries, cell phone bill, vehicle expenses, retirement, eating out, video games. So if we break all that down, my income from when I started working till the end of 2019, I've made $291,979.47. And on the expense side of things, I can confirm that I've spent $163,322.83. Well, that's an awfully big gap. Yes, it is a big gap. I'll tell you exactly how big that gap is. It's $128,456.64 that I cannot account for where it went. I know that those expenses went towards purchasing vehicles over the years, buying video games over the years, eating out over the years, other things, but again, over the years, I have nothing to account for where that $128,000 went. Also in 2018, along with starting to keep track of all my expenses, I also started keeping track of my net worth. And at the end of 2018, my net worth was $26,662.32. At the end of 2019, my net worth almost doubled. It came up to $50,765.72. Not bad. I also have managed to track that from 2010 to the end of 2019, I've paid a total of $32,804.60 in income tax, Social Security, and Medicare tax. That's all I wanted to share today. As you heard, over the last couple of years, one of my expenses is retirement. If you don't happen to have a retirement account or investing account yourself, but you maybe want to jump into something like that, I do have links in the description. You do not have to use the links, but I personally would semi-recommend looking into that kind of stuff, studying different ways that you can invest your money and have your money make money for you. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like the video, subscribe, share it with friends, and have yourself a fantastic day, and see you around.